Good evening. Let's see here. I'll just get this set up right quick. All right. Good evening. Okay, let's see. Give it a minute for some folks to get in. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Hey, you got it, Chubby. It is a smelly Shelly there. It definitely is. Hope you're doing all right. 5 by 5. Good. Hey, Brenda. Fishing. How's the crappie biting? Perch. Okay. Okay. Well, I hope y'all catch a bunch. Let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start out here with the tortilla. And I'm going to move this just a little bit because I want it to not shake every time I move it. Sorry, trying not to make you sick here. Okay. Yes, it's not a bad little tortilla shell, or tortilla rock. I think this side might be a little bit better. Cheers, Karen. But let me zoom out just a smidge there. And next up here is a jasper. I guess that's what it is. Looks kind of like one of Jerry's taters, but anyhow, it took a fair polish, and it has some pits in it. Okay, we not focusing here. It has some pits in it. Yep. It's a pretty smelly Shelly there. There's a piece of carnelian. Okay, this sucker here, I don't know what's up with it about focusing. Let me readjust just a little bit. Got some nice banding on it if I can get that. I'm really fine. Oh, I got the wrong light on here. Got some pretty bands right there in the one side, and just some, got a little bump, a few bumps on the outside there. Man, I don't know what this was, but it's got a little bit of druzy right at the top. Some kind of, looks like some kind of an agate, chalcedony. This one's got a lot going on. Hi, Jeff. I think that's just a chert. That's what it looks like to me. But it's a pretty one. Okay, this one has got, this one's got some pretty colors, but it is fractured up pretty bad. And I don't know what happened there on the back. That really needs to go back out and tumble again. Okay. That one's, I like the little sticks. It looks like little fractures that self-healed. And then they got a little, color in them, a little brown in them. But the back of it wore out during the tumble. This is about a month old tumble, so it might have a little dust on them. I'm trying to wipe them off before I show them. I couldn't, with some stuff that's gone on, I hadn't been able to do any lives or really very many videos except the Opal shorts. But I plan on catching up this weekend if I can. It's going to be a lot, but I've got a mail call from Ozone. I've got a mail call, 2 mail calls from Soul Adventurist, and then I need to try to get a video ready because I got 13 more pages of templates. 13 more sheets of the cabochon templates. So, crud, man. It never ceases to amaze me what a rock can look like once it gets polished up, though. Look at the bands in there. Hi, Cheryl. I had no problem being late. Thanks for showing up. That one's got a really, really nice polish on it. I do not know what that is, but it is pretty. Okay, got a dead-gum dog hair on it. Dog's been blowing its winter coat since January. I'm guessing that's just a jasper of some sort. If you know, put it in the chat there. This looks to be a piece of chalcedony from Bomberay. They polish up real good, but it's usually light colors on white or dark colors on black. So but they do look nice. Okay, that one wasn't supposed to make the cut here. And again, these, when I tumble, almost always what I tumble is saw scrap, offcuts. What do I have on my finger there? But that side right there is gorgeous. Nanu. How you doing tonight, Jerry? How are the fish biting? When I was going through these, I decided that I probably should have put these in the ultrasonic cleaner. Good for both. Good. Glad to hear it. So that one has a weird fracture. Some of this, though, that's looking white is not polish. I think it is on this one, but on a couple of these, I tried to scratch it out and it wouldn't come out. So here's another one of the Balmeray. Well, so you can see it's dark brown on black. It's dark brown moss on black. There's a little, I got a lot of pet wood again too. And some of these are pretty small pieces, but they had some nice detail on it. This one here I really like. It's another one I'm gonna, hey Ryan. Well, maybe some people would call that carnelian. That's it's close. This is a jasper. So that's some of the, see, that is polished under there. That white is not, that's not aluminum oxide there. There's a little bit of a catch when I scratch it right where you see that yellow line, but these other ones they're solid. That's just part of the rock. This one is busted up pretty good. I'm gonna make the rock garden. That reminds me of the Milky Way right there. Especially, I don't remember who shot that picture. Maybe it was Julie. of the stars. Man, that was a crazy picture that she shot of the Milky Way. So I guess that's probably quartzite. It looks like I can see the crystals in there. It looks like that's off the same rock. It's got some pretty yellows in there. Yellow moss on the backside. No idea where that came from. There's another little, okay, you gonna focus? It's another little piece of pet wood. Little's right, you can see my thumbnail for a reference. I can't get that. So this is a little piece of chalcedony, or left a little of the matrix on the outside, and I do that a lot because I like the way it looks. It's nice when there's hard lines separating the color, but it's nice when the colors are just look like they were dry brushed together. If anybody knows what this is, I'd be happy to hear. I don't. This right here, I think it came from West Texas, and I've tumbled several pieces like that. And it's prettier than what it looks like it's showing up on the camera. I mean, looking at it in person, I don't think I'd make a cab out of it, but it is pretty. Okay, this one here. Not sure how that made it in, but it's got pyrite and hematite, it looks like, and chalcedony. I'm not sure what this is, but it was, well, looking at with it zoomed in, it looks like it may be a piece of rutile. Maybe it looks like rutile quartz, maybe. Let me know if you agree, if you think that is what that is. I see the little hairs going through it. It's a nice piece of moss agate. Again, that is not a bump or anything right there. That's just what is in that rock. That's polished up. You can see right there that it's polished real well. So it's got some nice contrast between those. Here's a piece of spiderweb jasper. It got banged up on the back. But again, I mean, it's scrap cut, so it may have had that bad spot in it, and I just cut it off of a slab. Now that one, my fingernail's hanging on. I think that's probably aluminum oxide. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, we're gonna pass on that one. I really like this stuff. And I found some more of it this last week. I went through all my buckets of rocks in the garage and sorted them better than they were sorted. So there's that little piece of petrified wood. But the back side, I like the whites in it. And this is some of the Salmon, Idaho pet wood right here. So some of the pet wood, well, the pet wood that is not from Idaho, I just dumped it in a tumbler a while back, and it was in a bucket. I got it in a estate sale, and I was running low on tumbling material, so and this was a bunch of smalls, so I just dumped them in. It's got some pretty green moss in it. I think I'm going to throw that one aside and make a cab out of that. So this looks like the Balmoray agate. Balmoray blue, they call it. But it's got that brown on black. I'm pretty sure this is also from that area. I got that on the Pigman Ranch. And I went out on a day hunt, rock hounding trip with Terry Smith. There we go. We're going to put that one through. That one wasn't that good. That is a piece of black pet wood. You can see the grain in there. You can't see the grain on the end. I can see it here, but you can't see it through the lens. There's another one where the colors, I just like those color combinations. And this right here is one of the ones I tried to scratch the white off. It won't come off. Some sort of a jasper or maybe an opal even. I'm not sure. Oops, that one made it in there. A little piece of crazy lace. Got several little eyes there. A little chunk of chalcedony, but it polished real well, and so it made the cut. Here's a piece of pet wood. I think this is from Idaho. I'm not positive. It looks like it, but I can't tell 100%. There's a piece of Koroit boulder opal. It doesn't have any color in it, but I get those in nearly everything I tumble now. That one's got some pretty colors in it, if I can get it to focus. Yep, Chubby, a shy boulder. Oh, so another one of the videos that I need to get going this weekend is going to be kicking off a little tumbling series I'm going to do. I'm going to take a $35 parcel, so that's a gamble parcel, a black of Lightning Ridge opal, and I'm going to just put it right in the tumbler. Started with 220 and put it in the rotary for a few days and bring it out and finish it off in a vibratory. It doesn't look as good as it did when I looked at it the first time. So that's out of Salmon, Idaho wood right there. Uh-oh, it's what legal? Oh, tumbling a whole parcel. You know what? It's from Claude, and it is, he's got a bunch of barrels of that, a bunch of jars of that Lightning Ridge. Some of it's dark opal, and some of it's crystal. I think I've even found white on them before. There's nice dendritic. I guess it's dendritic opal. It looks like it to me. Yeah, so I wonder if I'm buying it from Tennessee, if that works. The gambling part. So that's pretty sad. So that one, I don't know what that dark is. It may be hematite in there. Not legal in Texas. There's another one that looked good before I put it under the lens. That one, I don't know what that is. It almost looks like some coprolite I had. There's another one that didn't. Bootlegging. Yeah. And so I believe that's the chert right there. If I'm wrong, just put it in the chat. Let me know. Okay, I gotta refill the bullpen here. Okay. Just a piece of chalcedony. Should have let that, well, it looks like those holes are pretty deep. Not that one, but some of these are pretty deep to where it would have took away most of the rock. Here's a chunk of pet wood. I got a lot of the pet wood tumbled up for sure. This was an interesting rock. It's got some quartz. It's got some pockets in it that were quartz. And it rounded. I'm going to see if I can zoom in. It looked like the grit got in there and rounded that stuff off pretty good. But it had a little seam of quartz going through this side. Other than that, it's pretty banged up. This is a piece of Idaho pet wood. Now it's got some nice soft pattern to it. That's Idaho pet wood. Piece of carnelian. Is that plumes in there? No, I don't think so. I think that's just fractures. Looks cool. That's a funky little agate there. See, this is some of that Balmaray off the Pigman Ranch. And it's not bad. It takes a great polish, but I guess it's because I've seen so much of it. Now there's some agatized wood right there. Some jasper. Those are little pits on it. A little piece of agate. It's a nice banded shirt right here. Oh, was somebody asking me about yeah, I have a Kingsley 6-inch that I do cabbing on, and then I use a flat lap to do a 50K diamond polish right there at the very end. Idaho wood there. Oh, Arizona wood, I believe is what that is. See some bluish purple right in the center on that side. Ryan has a question. Okay, let me go back here. Let me set this down so y'all don't hear me thinking too much here. Yeah, okay, and that's what I was saying. It's I've got a Kingsley North 6-inch cabber and then a 8-inch high-tech diamond flat lap, and I use felt and 50,000 diamond. That's all right. That's all right, Cheryl. I probably forgot if I answered or not. That one's got some pretty to it. Man, I don't know how in the world that made it in here. It's another piece of that Idaho wood. The Wilsons were really nice taking me out while I was up there, and man, we got a lot of pet wood in half an hour, 45 minutes maybe. 2.5 gallon bucket, I think it was, and I mean, I could have kept going, but that's all I needed. Yeah, okay. So Ryan, you're right about that. I could use the 80 or 220 hard wheel to work out some of those bad bumps, and but I usually don't. Let me say I almost never do. I do take some of them back. Again, that's Salmon, Idaho pet wood. Anyhow, when we were collecting that, man, there was a ton of it. There was a ton of it. That's a piece of scrap. Chrysoprase. I got that from Claude Lad also. It looks like two rocks glued together right there. Totally different stuff going on each side. Interesting. Yeah, you know, with tumbling, there's always so much to tumble, and I usually don't take the time to get that mess out of there. I could, but I'd really rather be working Boulder Opal or something, doing agate cabs. And so I guess I'm a lazy tumbler. That's pet wood. Backside's nothing special. Yeah, I've done that with good pieces. Yeah. Just a little jasper with a little band in it. I don't know what kind of pet wood that is. It's solid, really heavy. I'm gonna set that aside and cut it and see about cabinet. It may have a cab in there. Tumbling yard rocks. Yeah, some of these go back to the yard. Ooh, that's a pretty one. And that's petrified wood. It's got some neat color in it. Got some soft spots, but I don't think it'd make a cab. Yeah, that one was colorful. I'm thinking this is chert right here. Well, looking at it that way, that kind of looks like grain off of wood. And I can see what appears to be grain there. Could be pet wood. Okay. I think that's a chert right there. It looks like it's got some chalcedony in it right through there. A lot going on. Whew, man, how did that make a cut? I don't know how that got in there, but that looked like it took a long trip down Ugly Creek. That one's going to the yard. Idaho. They have some neat blonde pet wood there in salmon. Here's some banded chert. I think that's what that is. Let me know if you think different, because I can definitely be wrong about that. So this is some of that blonde wood from Idaho too. And it looks like it was in a batch that had several pieces of boulder opal, and that boulder opal will actually stain that wood and change it from a light tan into that color you see. It's kind of pretty. A tumbler dyed agate. More pet wood. Instead of chert, yeah. I do not disagree. I saw that, I thought it was. I thought it could be. Yeah, that's the color. That's the color that wood is. And this is the color it gets when you tumble it with boulder opal, ironstone. That orange red gets in there and it dyes the wood a little bit. I just thought that one had a neat shape after it tumbled. Somebody could definitely wire wrap that. Yeah, Ryan, something like this probably could have taken a saw and cut that off. I think that's some of what I think that's some of what I dumped straight out of a bucket into a tumbler. But it still, was, I saw it during stage 1 and stuff, so it's not like I couldn't have stopped the process and cleaned it up, but I didn't. There's a little biff. Uh-oh. Encroaching on my screen there. Little banded iron there. Just about done. We're getting close here. See, that looks like pet wood. It's beat to pieces, so that kind of stuff needs to go back through the tumbling cycle. That didn't take a very good, I mean, it took a little bit of a polish, but I just like all the little pieces, the little stars and stuff in there. Okay, that's Idaho pet wood. It took a great polish. Little waterline agate with quartz. More of that Balmeray agate. I believe that's Balmaray agate. Piece of I think this is Arizona wood. Nice and colorful. Let's see. Coming down to the end here. I want to thank everybody for coming, and thank you for hitting the like button. It's a nice piece of moss here. Back's banged up. Lanite from Lano, Texas, from the outcrop there. There's another Balmaray. And that one's got some interesting colors and looks like shallow banding. It doesn't go very deep. Okay. Two more. Well, that one's got a lot of little platelets on it. Hey, dog. So we're going to end it on this one here. Balmaray, it's Balmorea, I believe. And yeah, that was in one of those buckets that I just dumped straight into the tumbler. And I found this guy right here. Hey, I appreciate you all coming, and Karen's going to be going live in 35 minutes, and with her Friday Night Live. So jump on over to Ozone Fine Art Ventures if you're able to do that. And I lied, I'm going to show one more rock. I cabbed this up a piece of Hawks Bluff, and I cabbed this up just to see what it would be like leaving the quartz in it. And I just had changed my 280 and 600 wheel, and so I don't know if I got, I mean, the unpolished areas right where the light's at here is quartz. It may be that the agate took a good polish, but it looked like there's some cuts in it from breaking in the wheels. But anyhow, thank you for coming. Be sure and stop by Ozone Fine Art Ventures in 35 minutes, and hope everybody has a great evening. Thanks for joining me. Be sure, if you want to see more content like this, to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you enjoyed this, and then share it out if you'd like. And All of that helps out the channel. Y'all have a great evening. Till next time, y'all take care, and we'll catch you then.